Has the market taken a 180-degree turn? And I say yes. And we're going to dive into exactly what is going on. There is a ton of news when it comes to Hot Toys collectibles. And when you're talking about a seemingly new mechanism from Hot Toys, figures coming in and going out real quick, fast, in a hurry, I've got some breaking waitlist alerts and news for you within this episode. And hey, you have to wonder, is it May 4th week right now? I've got lots of coffee brewed, my friends. Let's go ahead and dive into it before I spill this coffee all over the place. Right now. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show, right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And just in case you don't know just who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, about to serve up all the 6 Scale Hot Toys talk. So please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support. And hey, while you're at it, please also go ahead and subscribe to the Cantina. Again, thank you so much for your support. My. It's a 180-degree turn within the primary and secondary market right now. And this is in large part because of the changes that Hot Toys has made with their new announcements. So many figures that are on pre-order that are getting low stock warnings, almost gone warnings, and waitlisted. And now we're going to get into that a little bit in this episode also. Not even getting a low stock warning, seemingly just going on waitlist. And we're going to touch on those later in this episode. What is the cause and effect? What exactly is happening? Let me show you some data as to what is happening with those figures that have been in stock. Those figures that have so much overstock, seemingly so much overstock. Like, wow, how many did we order? Let me show you what's going on with those. Pulling this up onto the screen. And I'll try and cover all the IPs. Here's Loki from Endgame. And you can see this here from an outstanding seller. 4,318 feedback. Wow. Only $197.50. Albeit with a lot of bids, 16 bids. So a lot of demand. People, collectors, are trying to get this figure. But as I've been saying, they just don't want to fork over the amount of money it would cost to get this figure at the retail price. Why? Because as I've been saying, it is, to say the least, a volatile global economy right now. And as I've said in last week's show, the rate that inflation went, people's incomes did not also rise with that rate. And when it comes to essentials and it comes to necessities, people are taking money that they used to have. Collectors are taking money they used to utilize for expendable things such as this, hobbies like this, and are using it for those essentials and necessities, for the things that they need. And this is an outstanding figure. Captain Marvel, the deluxe version, Brie Larson, $142.50 new. A seller An outstanding seller with 1,297 feedback, 3 away from 1,300, all 100% positive. Only $14.05 in shipping. All you can get for this was $142.50. How about Iron Man? And from a seller we all know, a seller, Hawk Wars Toys, Ray from Hawk Wars Toys. I buy from Ray at Hawk Wars Toys. I highly recommend him. And now with 1,583 feedback, just 17 away from 1,600, all 100% positive. And I can't say enough about Ray. You buy Marvel from him, you get a Marvel comic book as well, a couple of Marvel stickers. You buy DC from him, you get a DC comic book, a couple of DC figures. You get Star Wars from him, you get a Star Wars comic book, a couple of Star Wars stickers. You get it double boxed. He stands behind his products. What a great seller here. And always putting in a bunch of pictures as well. $223.45, not including the near $29 in shipping. Hunter, another outstanding seller. 1,066 feedback, and all 100% positive. $187.50. Not including the near $32 in shipping. $187.50. And we all know what this figure goes for when it's new as well. I mean, I could pull it up here onto the screen. $250. So when you look, when you want to talk about a market 180, and people ask me about this, is it the weekend? Are people not working at Sideshow or at this company or at that company? Because Aries, what about this? And here's what I have to say about this. Crosshair has hit waitlist. And with this one, I really didn't see a low stock warning. The same thing that happened last week. Remember when I told you about the DX27 Obi-Wan? And we're going to be keeping an eye on it. Well, that DX27 Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Obi-Wan series, that one's waitlisted. That's gone. That didn't come back. So you have to wonder, is it the same thing with this Crosshair? Because it happened supposedly during the weekend or right when the weekend was happening. Let me put it to you this way. If it's going to go back in stock, make no mistake about it, it is eventually going to happen with it anyway. And before it gets in stock, for any of these figures that were announced in the first quarter or after the beginning of the second quarter of 2022, it's going to happen to all of them. And otherwise, if it doesn't, you're going to be dealing with, within this economy anyway, and if I got to pull it up on the screen again to kind of show you what is going on, you're going to be dealing with this. And I'll be honest with you. I don't know how many sellers want to continue to deal with this. I don't know how many sellers want to continue to experience this for the next year or next couple of years. So while it's a wonderful opportunity right now to buy these figures that go on sale or that are in stock at Sideshow, because people ask me, hey, Aries, should I buy the Hunter? Should I buy the stuff in stock at Sideshow? Yes, yes, and yes, I do. And sometimes they put up those deals because I don't think you're ever going to have a time where you're always going to get deals, and they're always going to provide deals, I believe anyway. But deals like we're seeing right now, I believe it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And should you buy these figures like Hunter, like the Snow White Suit, Black Widow, like Cable, because, it seems like right now, sure, there's been, you could get it for a low price sometimes when you look. Absolutely you should. Because eventually, the economy will heal. And while the selling mechanism may stay the same, because I think that they've realized a good thing here, as more and more collectors come in, there'll be more and more demand for those figures. And just like the figures from the past that have long been waitlisted, that have long been sold out, aka the Emperor on the throne, or the Emperor without the throne, or the dark side Anakin, okay? Or the Mark 47. Anything that sold out but took a lot of time to come back in, the Spider-Man tech suit, and same thing, like from that Mark 47 from that movie. They go up, but it takes time. But you weren't getting those figures at that time for prices like I'm showing you here. That's because of the uniqueness of this economy right now. Also, post-COVID, tying that in together, and what seemingly looks like an over-calculation on stock. But eventually, I believe many of those figures have the potential to not only go higher and above retail, but I think many of them could be grails. Pause for coffee. So again, if you've got money for those figures and you really want those figures and you've just been waiting, I wouldn't wait. I would go buy. But look, again, is this for real? Is this for real? Let me show you what's going on. I believe it is. And I believe if it comes back, just like with any of the figures that I've been showing you, week after week, after week, after week, eventually it's going to go like Benedict Cumberbatch and not expected to ship until July through December of 2023 from his own movie, Multiverse of Madness, waitlisted. And no offense to to Crosshair, he's awesome, but not as popular as Doctor Strange. So even if it's not waitlisted right now, it comes back next week. It will be. So I wouldn't sleep on that figure. I'm just saying. Is it for real? It's for real. Okay. I mean, all of these, I can show you one after the other, after the other. Here's Jamie Foxx Electro, not also expected to ship the same time as Doctor Strange, July through December of 2023, waitlisted. They're all going to wind up like this. I don't got to go through each and every one of them. So I think that you get my point as to what is going on for sure. But when you look at some of these other figures, okay, let me pull this up and show you the 180-degree difference on what is going on. And when I pull this up onto the screen, here's your Chrome Pilot. Are you seeing this? This is your Chrome Pilot. Okay? And this one's from, there you go, you can see it a little bit better on the screen there, from the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars. And with 11 hours and 17 minutes left, $295 already with 18 bids from a great seller, one that I pulled up earlier, 23,449 feedback, and not including the $25 in shipping. $295. And right now, if you go to 6scalecantina.com, everything's been updated at 6scalecantina.com. So if you go to the Star Wars market value chart, it will show right now that this Clone Trooper pilot, its price is actually averaging at $350 and trending up. MMS 648 just coming out. You want to talk about the Arena Suit Boba Fett effect. The Arena Suit Boba Fett experiment. You're seeing it in full force right here. This is what happens when it goes on waitlist while it's on pre-order. Instead of sellers selling figures for this price, $142.50 for this figure, for Captain Marvel, now they're able to go ahead and sell the figure for the price that I just had up on the screen. And this is very, 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 very telling. You see the complete 180-degree difference right here. Pause for coffee. You're watching the Market Chart Show for this week. Cheers to you, baby. Let's continue to go on. Let's put up the Clone Trooper, not the pilot, from the Attack of the Clones. And this one's showing on the market value chart at 6scalecantina.com. Again, everything updated for Star Wars at $325. And with over 11 hours left already at $260, not including the $25 in shipping and not including taxes. It is a far, far cry from what you see. I can give you more of what is going on here. Let me pull this up onto the screen for you. What about Ahsoka Tano? Already 5 sold, 2 more available, 24,906 feedback with this seller, all 100% positive. $349.95. Are you kidding me? Selling all day long. All day long. And that's actually a pretty darn good price. And you got someone here, already 5 sold and on the last one. Another great seller. 15,570 feedback. All 100% positive. And basically the same price, but you got shipping here. $330, not including the 22. 25 in shipping. Already 5 sold. Again, a far cry when they go on waitlist than when you're going ahead and having figures like this. $189.99. So you have to wonder, are the days of the bargain bin over for figures that are going on pre-order now? And I say, absolutely they are. They were not going to continue with that for you. They were not going to continue with that for me. And they were certainly paying attention to what was going on just as much as all the collectors that were paying attention, that were getting their figures for the bargains that they were. Again, if you can get bargains right now and those figures that are available, buy them. Should you get the Mandalorian that has a low stock warning now, the best car one, or the other one has a great discount? I say yes, because eventually that set will be worth more than the retail price as more and more collectors come diving in. And forget about it when you talk about figures like that Clone Trooper that I just pulled up onto the screen. Or this one-time Ahsoka, because there'll be so many different versions of Ahsoka Tano as I pull up here on the screen. Or figures like this Doctor Strange that I pulled up onto the screen. Or that Electro figure that I pulled up onto the screen. Or this Valkyrie figure that I pulled up onto the screen. Because there's a lot less of these than the best car of Mandalorian And when droves and droves of collectors start coming in, which they will, when the economy turns around, because there's certainly a lot of demand for these figures, again, just not a whole lot of expendable income, trying to get it at a more affordable price. You want to talk about Grail City? And I say, yes. All the way. All the way. And look, there was just too many of them. Because the figures that, the regular Grail figures in the secondary market, phenomenal. Obviously with the news of Daisy Ridley coming back into Star Wars. Again, look, this figure is mega hot. And if you go to 6 Scale Cantina, go to the market value chart, you'll see that she has a trending up sign. Honestly, you can go to the biggest movers section, which is a little bit of a snapshot of the biggest movers up or down within the market value chart anyway. It just gives you a snapshot if you don't want to read the whole chart and see the whole list. Rey is the biggest mover. Excuse me. And you can see right here, best offer on here, $400 accepted, not including the $15 in shipping, not including taxes. So somewhere around $380, $375 for this. And when you take a look at how this figure is selling so high, Rey from Hawk Wars Toys has one listed right now he just put up for $395, which is actually a pretty good price and new available. And you're seeing these figures up $425, $500. Just saying. When you look at some other, and that's a future Grail for sure. And pulling up more with Star Wars, DX16, DX17, balls climbing up. And here's from an outstanding seller. 1,130 feedback. All 100% positive. $460 with 14 bids. Not including the 20 in shipping. Not including taxes. And for a DX16, albeit new, brand new, over $500 with taxes. Are you kidding me? Again, with low supply figures, a lot of demand. Whether it's these Grails I'm showing you, or the 20th anniversary Clone Pilot, or Clone Trooper, or DX20 or 21 Ahsoka. Low supply equals high demand. This is just a fact that seemingly Hot Toys is catching on to. Let's look at some other Grails and how those Grails are doing. And you can look at an oldie but a goodie. DX04. Used. And this one didn't come with the extra body, but everything else and really nice. I'd love to get my hands on this piece. $450. Not including the taxes. Used, again, coming with a shipping box. Outstanding seller. 5,102 feedback. All 100% positive. Selling just fine. Selling just fine. But you're not seeing the Clone Wars Anakin sell for this. You're not seeing the Black Widow figures selling for this from her movie. Why? Not because of lack of interest. Just so much to supply. There's just no demand. There's just no demand at this moment. Some other Grails we can go ahead and take a look at. Forget about it. How's Han doing? Here's a Han Stormtrooper. Used. Outstanding seller, but low feedback. But 100% all positive. Just 25, but all positive. And it's still with not so much feedback. And used $612.99. Not including the $29.35 in shipping. Not including taxes. What does low supply equal? I think you know the answer. And, people ask me all the time, what about the high ones you got, Aries, like the Han and Chewbacca 2-pack? Well, are you kidding me? There's one just sold for $1,000. Outstanding seller. 240 feedback. All 100% positive. Not including the 35 in shipping. So $1,035, not including taxes. $1,100 for a Han and Chewbacca, a New Hope 2-pack. Again, low supply equals high demand, even in a volatile global economy, for sure. All right, so we talked about this last week, but this Obi-Wan Kenobi, DX27. It looks like it's for real. Looks like it joined Electro. Looks like it joined Valkyrie. Looks like it joined the Third Sister. Looks like it joined the Grand Inquisitor. Looks like it joined Doc Ock. Looks like it joined the Green Goblin. Looks like it joined Peacemaker. Looks like it joined Kate Bishop. Shall I go on? Shall I go on? Shall I go on? How much more evidence do we need? If it's true. If it's true. But the thing about this one is we didn't get much of a low stock warning ahead of time. And you have to wonder, does that mean that we have to pay more attention? And I say, yes. Look. I'm sure you've been looking at my Tom Holland, my new Iron Spider figure right here. He's awesome. Let's go ahead and take this incredible head sculpt. I love this head sculpt here, man. It is just, he is just crazy. Yeah, let's go ahead and put, there you go. There you go. We'll put that on. Maybe I'll turn the light on a little bit. But I want to get the, from No Way Home. I want to get the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I want to get the Toby MacGuire Spider-Man. I want to get the DX25 Luke. I want to get the DX28 Vader. And do I have to maybe spend even more attention in taking a look at these? And I say yes. Again, if you collect like me, and I can't put 30, 40 NRDs down, but I know that a lot of collectors do. And it's a great way to collect, and it's a fantastic way. I like to take that $30 and $40 and hold on to it in case I can get something in a secondary market. In case there's another figure that comes out early that I could buy and I have the funds available. So I don't do it that way. That way is sound, but if you do it like the way I do it, you need to pay attention. Otherwise, you're going to be paying the prices that I showed you before on the Clone Pilot. The prices that I showed you before on the Clone Trooper. The prices that I showed you before on the DX20. The prices that I showed you before on the DX21. This is gone. And what about Crosshair? And again, as I mentioned earlier, it did happen right with the weekend. Maybe this is going to come back. But if Electro can go, and Doc Ock can go, and the Green Goblin can go, and Boba Fett can go, Crosshair can go. And don't tell me about troop building, because all the troopers in the secondary market are doing horrific. Doesn't matter what they are. It could be a trooper. It can be Tony Stark suit up, Mark V suit up. It can be Doctor Strange. It can be Anakin. If it's too much stock, there's only so much juice to squeeze. I'm just telling you. Here's another one. This just happened with the weekend. And maybe this is the one that just happened with the weekend. This is from the Obi-Wan show. The 501st Legion with a little bit different, lighter paint. And some different paint applications. But you saw what happened with the Third Sister You saw what happened with the Grand Inquisitor. You saw what just happened with the DX27. And sure, this could come back. But I'm telling you right now, those 501sts, the deluxe and regular, they're not doing so great in the secondary market. Is it for real? If it comes back, it's eventually going to go like Electro, like Valkyrie, like the rest of them. Just saying. So, let's continue to look at some more. Here's one here. And when you talk about in and out, low stock remaining on the collector edition, Natiri, Avatar. And really, they just announced these. Forget about a 6-month window anymore. Oh, they're going to be available for 6 or 8 months. With some of these, it may just be available for a few months. It may just be available for a couple of months. It may just be available for a low amount of time. Especially for those collectors that want to spend just $335 and not $380 for the deluxe version, which does not have a low stock warning yet. So, keep an eye out on that. The same thing with Jake. The same situation. This is in concert. This isn't a coincidence. Low stock warning on the collector edition for these Avatar figures. And something we're going to have to keep an eye on. And bringing up Spider-Man here. And bringing up this figure right here. And this is really, this one's already on waitlist. And this is the deluxe version. And, of course, the exclusive deluxe version also is. When you go to the collector edition, if you're looking to get Toby MacGuire from No Way Home, are we going to get a ton of stock on this like Doctor Strange? I don't think so. So I'm already looking at, I hope we get low stock warnings on here to kind of forewarn, but this has been up for a little bit. And maybe time to put an NRD down on this one. Just saying. Let's go for some more. The same thing with Andrew Garfield here, pulling him up. It's the same situation. The diorama base is now waitlisted when that loads, and that will show up on the screen when it does there. But, so now the diorama base is gone for this figure. And you can just get the collector scale one as this comes up, and I'll go ahead and refresh it. There we go. And there's your diorama base showing waitlist. So, does that mean that this one's going to go? And again, there used to be an argument when this was first going on. Well, you know, not that popular is the base, or not that popular is the third sister, you know, compared to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Well, Obi-Wan's gone. So many figures are gone. It doesn't matter the popularity. I showed you what's going on with Iron Man in the secondary market. I showed you what's going on with Doctor Strange in the secondary market. I've showed you before what's going on with the integrated suit with Spider-Man in the secondary market. I showed you what's going on with the Boba Fett 2-pack. Okay, or Boba Fett and the Throne in the secondary market. It doesn't matter what the popularity of the character is. Any way that you could try to spin this. Again, too much supply, no matter what the character is. Not enough demand. They're just too readily available. So in my view, stock is going to be severely down. Okay, which is really good for collectability. Much like that Arena Suit Boba Fett. And again, as I've been showing you, you're seeing the effects of that with the Clone Pilot, with the Clone Trooper, with the DX Ahsokas. Are you going to see it with the Doc Ock that's forthcoming? Would you see it with this figure? If it goes out, that's forthcoming? I say yes. I say yes. Will you see it? With this figure? Will you see it? With this figure? Wolverine? Will you see it? I'm trying to get to them real quick. With Black Adam? Yes, you will see the Arena Suit effect over and over and over again, which is a complete 180-degree turn and difference from what has been going on over the last months, for sure. For sure. And let's actually go back to the Wolverine here, because that's another one we got to keep an eye on. Because low stock warning on the deluxe version, it's $330. So if you're looking to get the cheaper one, which I was, it's waitlisted. Obviously, the exclusive versions, waitlisted. Only a matter of time on that one. Luke, let's go ahead and bring Luke Skywalker up. So we talked about this. Collector edition, join the waitlist. Deluxe version, join the waitlist. Now, you can get the exclusive version of Sideshow, limit 1 per person, though. Deluxe version as well, exclusive. Limit 1 per person, though. I would not sleep on this, because they just won't be there forever. And another warning here for another figure, and here's the 501st. And this one now says almost sold out, not low stock remaining. So the collector, if you just want to go ahead and get this ATRT, it's about to go out. Now you can get the set of 2, but remember, we've already seen troopers paired up with these vehicles already hit waitlist before, like Commander Apo. So don't sleep on this either. Get anything out of your mind where you think things are just going to come into stock and sit there, because it's not really the reality of what we're seeing right now. And then here's a big one. The only version left, the collector edition, is gone. The exclusive edition is gone. The deluxe version edition, gone. Again, the collector edition, gone. The deluxe, well, you see where the DX27's gone. You're seeing what's happening with that 501st Trooper. You saw what happened with the Third Sister. You saw what happened with the Grand Inquisitor. Only a matter of time with this figure, for sure. So, is the new strategy then to get these figures in and then get them out? And I say yes, which is a good thing, because with lower supply equals higher demand. And for me, it's way better for a collector, for the immediate need anyway. If for whatever reason I need to sell a figure that's already in stock, I could probably get the retail price back, maybe even more, as you're seeing right now with like the DX20 and 21 Ahsoka, like you're seeing with the Clone Pilot, like you're seeing with the Clone Trooper. I don't even have to wait as long as you had to with this Spider-Man. Let's go ahead and change that. And actually, we should probably turn on the light. Should I turn on the light? Let's see. See if I can turn this on. Yes! Look at that. Oh, that is cool. That is super cool. Look at him all bright there like that. It's great for me, because if I ever have to get out of it because I got to pay for the dentist bill, or I got this unexpected thing that happened, I won't be losing my arse on this stuff right off the bat. Now, you wait a few years, like the Anakin, Dark Side Anakin, like the aforementioned Emperor or Emperor in the Throne. Sure. But right now, I love the collectability. And is this turning into more and more announcements, less and less production of these announcements, and more reuses, repaints of head sculpts, but different paints, different hair, different functions like rolling eyes, reuses of bodies and stuff like that, but different clothing. And I say, yes. Going to turn this off so I don't hit the battery, waste the battery on it. Let's put up a different head sculpt. Oh, look, you get two of them with it. Let's get a different move here for the Iron Spider. I love this figure. It's great. It's great. Downside of it, if you want to look at it as a downside, you don't have as much time. You know, you're getting only months now to be able to put down your pre-order and get the figure that you want. But on the collectible side, it's really, really good. But you're still getting an absolute ton of time to go ahead and pre-order these figures. But we may have to start paying attention to the amount of time that they're up. If it's going to be figures like the Avatar figures that aren't going to sell as great in Europe or the US, we may want to keep an eye on those that, hey, we may only get a few month window. And when we see a figure that's up for over 6 months, and we're like, hey, we haven't seen a low stock warning. It's like 7-8 months, like that DX27. We may have to not rely on the low stock warning or almost gone. We may have to be like, hey, okay, we got like 6-8 months to get these figures. I don't see the low stock warning or the almost gone. I know I really want it. I'm going to put an NRD down. I'm going to reserve it wherever I'm going to reserve it. I see that it's a figure like the Avatar figure is not necessarily great in the States, in the Europe as far as toy sales. I may want to put that down within a few months. I think it's possible we need to start paying attention to that, especially if you just don't put down an NRD for every single figure, which I cannot do the way that I collect. But is this in and out the strategy? Well, look, I mean, I'm going to show it to you right here. Look at what's on the screen. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Vader's going out. What about people that miss out on Vader? Well, they can get this Vader. And for a lot of people, this is more the Vader that they want if they're OT. So you get another Vader here. What are we going to do? We missed out on the Attack of Clone C-3PO. Don't worry about it. You're going to get another C-3PO, which you see up on the screen. Selling number 2. What if you miss out on this one? Oh, I could tell you right now that you could miss out on this one, because you're going to get a Revenge of the Sith C-3PO that's most likely going to be shinier. Or a C-3PO from here, or from there, or from everywhere. They're going to reuse these molds over and over and over again. If you thought they did so on K2SO with the KX Enforcer droid before this downturn of the economy, and before we're feeling the effects of post-COVID, you can bet your arse they're going to be doing this a ton on figures moving forward. Boba Fett, Iron Man, Spider-Man. Let's go ahead and change that head again. Let's put up Tom Holland again. Here we go, baby. Hanging out here with Spider-Man. One of the Avengers now. Come on. Bo-Katan, well, that's in stock and that's selling more than the stock price within the secondary market. But don't worry. You're going to get another Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian Season 2. Season 3 for sure. Again, look at these Lukes. The same thing with the Lukes. And I'm telling you right now, for the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary, it's going to be a different looking head sculpt. It's going to have different hair. It's going to have all kinds of cool stuff. But is it essentially going to be this mold, which is the same mold for the DX25? And I say, yes. Again, they don't have to sell it all here. They don't have to keep this Mandalorian Luke in stock from Season 2. As a matter of fact, I think that they probably don't want to keep it in stock. But you're seeing the evidence. Gosh, how many Christian Bale Batmans are we getting? How many Batmans are we getting? How many Spider-Mans are we getting? So you're wondering how many Lukes we're going to get? How many Vaders we're going to get? How many Mandalorians we're going to get? How many Boba Fetts we're going to get? Heck, how many Lokis do we got? Goodness gracious. Are you kidding me? But we're going to get variation upon variation upon variation. But a Luke? Are we getting the Luke? Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and tease this as I bring this up onto the screen. This is 6scalecantina.com. And if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you just may want to consider doing so. All the latest news on everything Star Wars Hot Toys and all the secondary market and primary market prices for everything Star Wars Hot Toys. You got the Star Wars market value chart. You got the Star Wars biggest movers section. And soon to be coming, will we be getting that for Marvel, for DC, and for everything? I say yes. Now, it's not going to be a whole chart because there's so many. But we're going to get the top 10 for Marvel. We're going to get your top DXs of all time. We're going to get your top for DC. And then the top for all the other IPs like Avatar, John Wick, so on and so forth, Back to the Future. All coming, a lot of work, baby. But look, tomorrow, look at that banner. 6 scale Raw tomorrow night. And speaking of that, Luke, you can see it right there on the screen. Are we going to be getting the actual Jedi from Return of the Jedi? And are we going to be getting it May 4th week? Are we going to be getting a Boba Fett from the Return of the Jedi? Are we going to be getting an R2-D2 from the Return of the... We got C-3PO. Why wouldn't we get R2-D2? Are we going to be getting an Emperor that goes with that Vader from Return of the Jedi? Are we going to be getting Leia? Look, I'm hoping if I put this up on the banner enough, Howard and J.C. Hong will just do it. And let me relieve your fears, Howard, if you're worried that Star Wars will complain that they don't want Prisoner Leia, because you can go right to Disney's website and take a look at what's front and center on that Return of the Jedi logo. And just saying, if they don't got a problem with it, and they got her front and center still, I don't know how else to convince anybody that this is possible to come up. But I kind of get the argument, and I kind of get that it probably won't come, but I want to spill my coffee anyway. And if you don't ask, you don't receive. Cheers. Anyway, going back to 6 scale Raw, you're not going to want to miss that tomorrow. It kicks off May 4th week. I am so flippin' excited for this show. We got a full panel in. We're going to be discussing all these figures. And yes, we'll be discussing the Boosh Disguise Leia. We'll be discussing the Endor Forest Leia with her hair down. We'll be discussing Han Solo. We'll be discussing Skiff Lando, General Lando, Nien Nunb, Admiral Piet, anything that you can think of. We're going to be talking about it here. Excuse me. We're also going to be talking about the Clone Wars 20th. Could we get a Ventress? Could we get an Oppress? Could we get a Grievous? Could we get Clone Commander Wolf? Could we get Echo? Could we get Fox? Could we get other troopers? Could we get Dooku? Could we get Yoda? Could we get another Vader? My goodness gracious. We're going to be talking all of that. Could we be getting the Mandalorian figures? Could we be getting the N1? It's going to be just an amazing week for May 4th. You are not going to want to miss this. Tomorrow, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. What you going to do with the Dark Jedi? Go 6 scale Raw on you. So go ahead. You can go right here to 6scalecantina.com. Click on that. Hit that little bell notification button. Make sure you're on for that tomorrow. Also, while I have 6scalecantina.com up, look at my latest video for insiders. So if you join the channel, you get to see this latest video. Sellers beware. Buyer information, I will screw you. How not to get screwed on eBay. I've been selling and buying collectibles for decades. And you'll want to take advantage of my experience. All you have to do is click on the little join button. See everything that it comes with. If you think you could benefit from it, that would be great. It's cheaper than a dozen eggs, baby, per month. And it's all one tier. I also did one before this, just a couple weeks ago. Buyers beware. how not to get screwed by a seller on eBay. I'll be doing more of those. I do crazy fracking unboxings. So this one's available for public here. The Superman MMS 152 from 1978. If you're wondering how my crazy fracking unboxings go and reviews, this is a preview that all watchers can take advantage of, not just members, so you can get at least a sneak peek as to what they're like. So you can check that out. So if you think you want to join the channel, do appreciate the support. You'll also be getting the crazy fracking unboxing right here for this Iron Spider. That is going to be forthcoming. And I do them, you get to see my reaction. And you also get a split screen or a picture-in-picture, high resolution of the figure itself and the things I'm looking at. It's really, really cool. I will tell you, look out for the Dark Jedi. I'll be on a lot of shows this week. 6 Scale Raw kicks off May 4th week tomorrow, May 1st. Then you can catch me on some various shows during the week. And then I will be back May 5th. I will be doing something in the late morning, in the afternoon for May 5th. So you can get my thoughts on everything that happened May 4th week. So look for that banner to go up. It's going to be Drunk on Coffee live this coming week, not on May 4th, because everybody and their brother and their sister is going to be doing a May 4th show. And I may be on a couple of those during the day. I will be on Best of the Best that evening, so you will get my thoughts. So tune into Brother Cousins, Best for the Best. Best of the Best. But you'll get me on a special live edition of Drunk on Coffee on Friday for sure. And I will be going live. I took off that day to take care of that. So anyway, I don't always buy coffee out. But when I do, I buy it at 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.